Hey guys, welcome back to Grim Productions, and today I'm going to be talking about the year that Spirit Halloween changed. Now, here recently, about a day or two ago, I watched this YouTube video that was Spirit Halloween back then and Spirit Halloween now. Now, I know there's a lot of videos like that where it kind of shows old animatronics and themes from back then and new props and themes now and how the details have changed. And I know there's been a lot of controversy, especially in these past couple of years, about how Spirit Halloween has changed, become a lot more kid-friendly, and just overall hasn't really been putting in that much of like a scary detail into the animatronics and themes, and just overall have been becoming more of a family environment. A lot of people have been blaming it on like just the way that the business is run, how they want more people to, be more, I guess, welcome into the stores, if that makes sense. Not, they don't want as many kids to be as scared because they want more kids to go into the stores. Because after all, even though, it is still somewhat scary for kids, they do still sell kid costumes and little toys and stuff like that for kids during Halloween time. So, of course, they want kids to shop at the store. However, back then, it was a different case. A lot of the animatronics were very, very gruesome looking and just overall very scary, which kind of pushed parents from, wanting to bring their kids into the store just due to the fact of how scary some of these props actually were. Now, of course, the big topic nowadays is that Spirit Halloween has changed and they're just a bit goofy now. They're like big Happy Meal toys is kind of what I'm hearing about these animatronics nowadays, and I kind of have to agree. But my question is not why or how they changed, it's when they changed. What was the year that kind of struck as the changing point for Spirit Halloween into where their companies started making different items versus the super scary stuff? And my answer for this is the year 2016. Which, if you don't know, 2016 was the year that featured the clock tower and the hotel theme. Now, the reason why I believe this year was the start of a gradual change at the very least is because a lot of the animatronics this year just weren't that scary. Now, sure, I guess you could say 2015 was sort of the true gradual start, but I did notice a lot of scary props in 2015 that they wouldn't dare put nowadays, like the possessed wall hanger, I believe is what came out that year. And sure, there was still some scary stuff in this theme, or in the stores for 2016, but I just noticed a lot more joke props that kind of joked a lot with you. Not really that many gruesome looking animatronics or characters, for example, such as the sitting or a swinging scarecrow in the clock tower theme. This was probably one of the more popular swinging props, especially like nowadays. He has a pretty good fan base, and all he did was just joke around and stuff. Sure, it was a little bit of dark humor, but it wasn't that scary. Some more props that came out that year was the sitting scarecrow, an all-time classic, but not anything too gruesome, something that a family could enjoy just because it had a little jump scare, but nothing overly too scary. And the themes themselves weren't really that scary either, versus other themes like the asylum or something, which just had a lot of gruesome detail to it, which a lot of horror fans really enjoyed. Even like the subway station from 2015 was a little scary. It had some, zombies and stuff like that. And I guess you could say that the 2016 theme did have some zombies too, but it just wasn't, I feel like, as much. And just overall, the environment of the store was just a lot different. Now, I feel like the main change, or like where they really kind of stuck with this whole family environmental, decision, really came out in 2018, but the start of it was 2016, because from 2016 and on, you always saw, the Spirit Halloween stores each year progressively get more and more kid-friendly and family-oriented, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It invites more customers to the store, makes the business more popular in general, because everyone can go into the store and have a good time. But, for horror fans and just Halloween fans like us that kind of like the more spooky stuff and the scarier animatronics for our personal home haunts, we definitely appreciated how it was back then as well. With that being said, though, I've kind of accepted the fact that Spirit Halloween is the way it is. It's not bad, I have definitely gotten used to it, and I just hope that they can, continue to make cool themes and cool animatronics, even if they're not as scary as they used to be. This is just the way they are now, and we just kind of have to learn to accept it and just deal with it, honestly. And who knows, maybe they'll bring back some scary animatronics, but we'll just have to wait and see. But I definitely do think that 2016 sort of marked that year. Also, I have noticed that in 2016, it seemed like that year a lot more kids started going into Spirit Halloween. I just noticed more families that year versus years before that. And something else I wanted to point out was the theme selections for that year too were also a little bit more, I guess, less on the scarier side of things. The 2015 swamp wasn't the scariest theme. It was kind of just a regular swamp, which it's one of my favorites, but I think it just definitely wasn't that scary. But the zombie train station, whatever it's called, that was definitely a more scary theme for some younger audiences who were gonna go into the store. Versus 2016, which both of the themes in my opinion weren't scary at all. You had the hotel, which was a cool theme, and the clock tower, but none of which are scary. They're just kind of more fall and somewhat subtle Halloween related themes. And even though these themes weren't as scary in my opinion as some of the previous themes, I do think that they still had a lot of cool stuff to offer, especially the hotel theme with the elevator sections. One of my favorite themes of all time, actually. But it just didn't feel as, I guess, immersively scary. And as far as like 2017 goes and years after that, it kind of, started showing more and more of a less gruesome attention to detail. Of course, these themes still had detail to them, just not as gruesome, I guess you could say. Now, again, you can argue that, the year that they changed was 2017, 2018, etc. For me, it's definitely 2016 or 2018. 2016, like I said, was just the gradual start to the change. I definitely noticed some things changing. 2018 was the time that they finally settled in that change, and you can honestly tell by the way, like, the wallpapers or, like, the border going around the store with all the costumes and stuff, changed color. It used to be like a black color, I believe, and then maybe in 2017 or 2018 is when they changed it to orange, I think. And I just think that was definitely a change, just to, I guess, make the store a bit more bright instead of all dark and gloomy looking, which personally I like the black better because it made the themes pop out a little bit more, but the orange definitely has a bit more of a family sort of Halloween vibe to it, if you know what I mean. And again, I don't think that this change is necessarily a bad thing anymore. Of course, we all hope that Spirit Halloween does kind of get a little bit more scarier versus the goofy animatronics that they're kind of releasing nowadays. But the animatronics are still cool in my opinion. And in the mix of them, there is always a couple, pretty scary animatronics that do kind of make us remember the old ones from back then. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Please tell me down in the comments, what do you think is the year that Spirit Halloween changed? And if you, agree with the change or if you wish they were how they were back then. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.